got your engine status alarm and your pressure governor. Similar to what you have on a couple of other trucks already. Okay? Pump intake pressure, pump discharge pressure, message center, engine RPMs. Pressure and RPM mode, whichever mode you want to be in. Okay? In RPM mode, there's only 2 times you want to be in RPM mode. The rest of the time you want to be in pressure. RPM mode is when you're establishing a flow from a draft. Once you get the flow established, you get all the air out of it, go back to pressure. The next time you want to be in RPM mode is when you're relay pumping and you're not the last truck. Okay? If you're using another truck to feed this one, and then you've got hand lines off this truck, you want to be in pressure, he wants to be in RPM. Because if you're both in pressure, they're going to fight. They're going to sit and bounce like this, because each one's going to try to compensate for it. Okay? Idle and preset. Preset is normally set at 150 psi when it leaves our place. You can change that to whatever you want. Preset is just the starting off point though. Remember that. All that does by hitting preset is just keeps you from having to sit and push and hold this to get the pressure you want. That's all it does. Increase and decrease here. Your indicators here are for your engine oil pressure, engine water temp, trans temp, and battery voltage. Those are either going to be a certain level of green or red in there. There's going to be no numbers. When it goes red and starts flashing, that's a bad thing. You're going to get an engine status alarm. Okay? So if you're overheating it, you're running out of oil pressure, anything like that, you're wrecking the truck, it's going to be telling you here with an audible alarm.
It doesn't shut down by itself.
No, it cannot do that. All the safety shutdowns have to be turned off. So it's just warnings. So when you get tired of listening to that alarm saying, I know I'm wrecking the truck, you can hit the silence button. You're still going to wreck it, but you don't have to listen to that alarm.
Why would they have that on there?
Because what they want you to do is if you see a problem, get with him. Tell him, I need another truck here. You need to supply these guys on lines with another source so I don't completely destroy the truck. But if you have to, you have to. You know, it's only a truck, you can replace it. You know? It's not like your brother there, you can't replace him.
Even if you want to.
Okay? Your menu. What that'll do there is that will scroll through all the items here and tell you what the numbers are up here. It'll tell you oil pressure, water temp, trans temp, battery voltage, pump hours, and engine hours on there. Okay? Pretty basic stuff. It's not a lot different than what you're used to on your other ones. Okay? Foam level, water level, each one of your line discharge gauges here. You've got electric controls on some and manuals on others. Electric control for your officer side LDH, just open and close. And you can, depending on how far open and how far closed you want it, just gate it. So if you only want it halfway open, you want to giving him 100 PSI, just stop there. Okay? Same with like your tank fill. Pull that out, close it. Each one of your discharges, you want to gate it down, just pull it out to where you want it. Give it a quarter turn, lock it into place, and it's not going to walk on you. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 are foam discharges. Okay, labeled foam there. Tanked pump. These 2 valves here are all dealing with your aerial discharge or your rear LDH discharge. Okay? What it does is put a plaque up here to help you guys remember, because everybody gets confused at one point or another. We've got an Acron control and an Elkhart control. To flow water out of the rear LDH, out of the back of the truck, you'd want to have the Acron open and the Elkhart closed. That means the water's coming out of the pump, going to the back, but not going up to the aerial. To flow water out of the tip of the aerial, Acron open, Elkhart open. Cap on the back of the truck. Okay?
Or else it comes out.
Or else it's going out. When you're doing that, do not try to remove the cap off the back of the truck. It's one of those things. When you try, don't go get a bigger pry bar. Okay? To feed this aerial from another truck, okay? Let's say you're flowing off this here, and you got another pumper that comes in, and you want to flow foam out of that, because this is not a foam discharge on here. Let's say you pull up your other truck, you hook a large diameter to the back of the truck of this one. Closed. Open. Your water's coming in that piping, going up and going out there. Now it's nowhere touching anything on this pump system. Okay? So you can be flowing max out of this, out your LDH, you need 2.5s, and be feeding this aerial with another truck. Okay? Just depending on which way you have these valves in what position, and that's what this chart tells you.
Same as on the old aerial. Those two off of the back.
Okay.
Just now we have a placard that says
That explains
which is
it a little
which.
bit there. Foam system, same as on your other one. On, off. Your select goes through and to see each one of them individually, flow, percentage, total foam. Have you ever seen on your other trucks where it flashed high flow on your other ones?
I know.
Okay? When it's doing a high flow, that means you're flowing more than what this can put out. Okay? So if let's say you want to be flowing, because it's going to tell you right here, 0.5%, you can flow 1,000 gallons a minute. 1%, you can flow 500 gallons a minute. Okay? Let's say you're at 1% and you got each one of these discharges all opened up. It's not going to give you 1%. It's going to flash high flow. It's going to give you all it can. You might be about 0.7, 0.8%. It's not going to be maxed out. It's going to say, you're flowing too much. I can't keep up. That's what high flow means. Okay? To change your percentage, you can either use the up and down arrows there to change it from there. Okay, and it gives you a chart here, like I say, on what you can flow, what percentage for this, and the design of the system here. Power fill. We'll get those buckets in a short while here. Foam power fill here. What that does is those buckets over there will have a hose, connects to it there. We're on refill. All you have to do is hit the auto button. Hit it once, it'll come on, it'll run for about 30 seconds, and it'll stop. Hit it again. It'll run for about 30 seconds and stop. Until it gets all the way up and hits the high flow float. That's a couple inches from the top. Then it's going to stop. And you can't, no matter what you do with the auto button, it's not going to flow anymore in there. But you only got about 2 quarts left in there. Push the manual button. Suck in the rest of it there. Okay, that'll get you a little bit more room there.
So that's how you put the foam in there.
Yep. Reason it cycles off about every 30 seconds or so when you hit the auto button. A lot of guys have squirrels. Forget that. And let it run dry. Yeah. And walk away, get caught up in something else.
And you're sucking air.
And you're sucking air and you're going to ruin the pump. That's why it takes about 30 seconds and it'll automatically cycle off and back on again, when you hit the button. So it's not going to let you damage it that way. When you get done and it's full, take this, put it to flush. Put that now you don't have to do this right then. When you are out at the scene, you're keeping your tank filled, you come back in that night after the incident, you're cleaning stuff up, you can flush it out then. Go to flush, take that hose, put it into a clear bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, push and hold the manual. What it's going to do is it's going to suck that clear water up in there, clean the pump, and dump it on the ground.
And your light should be full up the top.
You should be, when you're done, you should have this on full. Yep. Then once that's flushed out, put it back to refill, put the cap back on.
Can you overfill that tank?
You betcha. In the manual mode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can sit here in the manual mode, push and be talking and watching it just flow over. That's up to you.
Don't give him that prerogative.
With a foam run if it's in flush?
Yeah. This is just a refill.
That's just a refill.
That's just a all this does is save you from walking up there with it and dumping it in. This here, you can be running this and filling this at the same time. That doesn't matter. Okay? 6-inch intake here, your electric primer here, 2.5 intake pump drain, your 2.5-inch auxiliary intake drain, your 6-inch drain and bleeders. Going along here, you've got foam manifold drain. Same thing on your other trucks. Biggest thing about that is nobody really pays attention to those. Okay? Foam manifold drain, what that does is between the clear water side of your pump and these discharges is your foam manifold. There's a check valve between the two. Whenever you get done flowing out of there, when you get done flowing foam, okay, you'll want to run until you're clear. Turn your foam off, run until it's clear. What I do then is once I get done, bring the truck to an idle, open up the foam manifold drain, then I go up and take it out of pump. It gets any residual foam out of there and drains it all out. Okay? The other time you're going to use that foam manifold drain, okay, is let's say you come over here and you flow just out of your aerial waterway. It's not a foam discharge, so who cares, right? Let's say you're flowing 220 psi at your pump flowing up to there. You get done, you shut everything down. Is there anything in your foam manifold? Your highest pressure is stored in there. So this thing is stored under pressure because it's past that check valve. So the last thing you want to do on any pump operation, whether you use foam or not, is open up that manifold drain. Relieve the pressure out of the pumping system. Okay? Pump cooler is just a small one of these. Pump cooler, just a 3/8 line going back to the tank.
So you can have both of them on?
You can have them both on. This one here will cover it at an idle. You get up, above an idle, and you want to be circulating without flowing, open this one. Move a larger amount of water. Auxiliary engine cooler for those couple of days in July when you break 50 degrees here. And
maybe in July. August is our warm month.
But yeah, get that. That's for if for some reason the engine, the fan system can't keep it cool, and you're noticing here the temperature rising up, getting slowly hotter and hotter and hotter, and it's not coming back down. It's not coming back down under 200 degrees. You'll want to open that up, and you're using pump water then to help cool the engine. A couple of power fill drains when you get done with everything to drain that out later so it don't freeze or anything like that. One other thing.
Short guy.
No. Well, it's a benefit for that too. But anytime that is out of the bed, pump operator's got to be up here. Because if you're down here, leaning like this, talking with everybody here, and he's not paying attention and runs it into a power line, you're the ground. He wouldn't be your brother no more. Wouldn't be around anymore anyways. Okay, so you got to be using that anytime that's out of there. Okay, you got to be on it because you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know what he's going to do. If he's going to accidentally, because some of the power lines, the sunlight hits him right in the eyes, he doesn't see it. Or the guy up in the basket is operating it there and looking down. It's hard to see the power lines when you're looking down at him. And he runs into it, you're going to pay the price, not him. Protect yourself.
So there's no lines. You don't have to stay on there. It's like, if they call me, it's like, no, I got to stay on
there. No, it's just, if you're at this truck,
and that's up.
Stay on this thing. Protect yourself. Okay? In